This is Rasta.
Yes.
So I met Rasta about 7 years ago when I was studying down the road here, and he works at a body shop
Yes.
around the corner from where we're sitting right now. And from what I know, he's an amazing guy, and I wanted to speak to him today about his dreadlocks, you know, and
Okay.
about himself. But I'm curious about the dreadlocks. So man, tell me a little bit about yourself before we get into it.
Okay, I've began starting Rastafari when I was in standard 6 in Bishop Laivas High School. And I was around about 15, 16 years old that time, you know. So ever since that time, standard 6, I began starting Rastafari and beginning to grow my dreads, you know. And this is like a 17 years load I've got. The first load I cut because it was a 10-year load. So I had to cut that load because I broke away from the Nyabingi, the Church of Rastafari. So what actually happened is then I went to Grassy Park to join the Burning Spear Order. Also a Rasta movement, you know. And then I start growing this dreadlocks, you know. And ever since I've been growing this dreadlocks, I've been trotting Rastafari. So this dreadlock I have got now here is like a 18-year load that I've got now. So it's 18 years old, this dreadlocks, you know. And I will never ever cut it in my life, man, you know, because I've started falling in love with my own dreadlocks, you know.
And so you were saying you were growing them for 10 years.
Yes.
And then you broke away from the movement?
From the first movement, yes. Then I broke away.
What do you mean by broke away?
You see, the Nyabingi is like the churchical order of Rastafari, you know. But it is a little bit too cultural because you must bare feet, you can't wear clothes in there, you must have sackcloth, you know, when you come into the Nyabingi order. So for me, it was a little bit too cultural. So for the 10 years I've been trotting Rastafari, I thought, well, I want to try another Rastafari movement. That's why I broke away from the Nyabingi and I joined the Burning Spear movement in Grassy Park and Parkwood, you know. And ever since, I'm still with them in this time.
And when it comes to your dreadlocks,
Yes.
why are dreadlocks important for the religion of Rastafari?
Okay. Because
That was a weird way to say it, but
no, yeah.
you know what I mean.
You see, dreadlocks is actually a very important thing for Rastafari to have, you know, because it's a symbol of dedication and separation. It's where you dedicate yourself unto the Most High God and separate yourself from the government system. As Rastafari call it, the Babylon system, you know. So we separate ourselves from the Babylon system and dedicate ourselves to the vow that has been set in number 6 in the Bible, that we shall not cut our locks and we shall let the head of our locks grow and the beard grow. We shall not eat any meat and not drink any wine, not even from the grape, from the seed unto the skin. We shall not even touch anything from the grapevine. So it's actually a vow that we taken on, a biblical vow, a godly concept that Rastafari takes on to wear dreadlocks, you know. Because we have to dedicate ourselves unto the same like Moses them and Samson them, you know. They had all dreadlocks and the power all in the hair, you know. So for Rastafari to wear dreadlocks is almost like a symbol of wisdom and knowledge that you are carrying upon your head. It's like a crown, you know, the crown of King David. See, so that's why dreadlocks is actually a very important thing for Rastafari to have so that people can recognize him as a godly person. See? So that is why Rastafari wear dreadlocks in this time, you know, to can separate themselves from the wicked Babylon system and dedicate themselves unto the Most High God, Rastafari.
And in terms of everyday living,
Yeah.
because dreadlocks must be quite hard to live with at times.
Yes, especially when it's wet, yeah.
Can you tell me about some of those challenges that you faced on a daily basis? Because, I mean, your dreadlocks are the same height as you.
Yes. So it's actually a challenge for me because sometimes I step on my own dreads. See, so I have to tie it very high up. And it's very heavy when it's tied up because sometimes my neck is very sore from the weight of the dreadlocks, you know. And when it's wet, you can actually feel the weight in your dreadlocks, that how heavy your dreadlocks is. So when you swim in the water, your dreadlocks must be really covered because you can drown. If you don't really cover your dreadlocks, you can really drown in the water. So if you swim, so it's very challenging to have dreadlocks, you know. But in this time, as we Rastafari said, there's no load too heavy, no road too long, or no mountain too high. See, so we have to, how can I say, we have to endure, see, the things that we have taken on, the load that we have taken ourselves. So it's an endurance thing for us that we have to endure in this time. All the sacrifices we made, you know, to can live the life we are living today as a Rasta man.
is there a community where Rastafarians can live within Cape Town or South Africa?
Yes, there is a community, like in Elsie's River, there is a community where only Rastafarians, they call it the Freedom Farm. It is actually there by the airport side, So that is actually where the Rastafari community, we have our dance hall there, and we have our churchical order there. So it's almost like a camp, only for Rastafarians to live in, man. So we will actually find everything that the Rastafari need, you will find in that camp. So we don't actually need to go out the camp to go buy anything there, because we are very cultural, we can make our own beads, we can make our own shoes, we make our own clothes. We've got women that help us to grow up our children. So we don't need nothing actually from the outside.
So you're very like self-sufficient?
Self-sufficient, yes.
And how many of you are there?
There actually are about 3 to 4, say 350 sects, on Freedom Farm. So we don't need other stuff actually really in life, because as you can see, man, this world is very wicked. You can't trust this world in today's times. That's why we rather live self-sufficiently, where we can grow and cultivate our own things, so we can wear our own clothes, eat our own food. There's crashes there where our children can go to, there's church there. So we don't actually need something from the outside world. That's what Rastafarian community is really standing to live together. It is to cultivate and to self-motivate themselves, so they can live together as one.
It's a beautiful way to live, man.
Yes,
and
man.
it's amazing to hear more about this, because I was very unknowledgeable before this interview.
Oh, okay.
And now I feel like I know a lot more about the way of life that you guys live.
Yes.
And to me, it just seems like an amazing way to live. And
Yes.
It also seems like you guys have a very positive impact, not by force,
No, not
but by
force.
example.
Yes, man.
Thank you so much for speaking to me.
Yes,
It's
thank
been
you
an
very much,
absolute
my brother.
pleasure, and it was great to see you again.
Okay, man. Thank you very much, man. Enough respect, my brother.
Thanks
Peace and love.
everyone for watching. This is a new format. I hope you enjoyed this episode, and I will see you all very soon. Cheers.